Greetings, this is Frosty Thundertrod, and today I am going to start a role-playing series in Farming Simulator 22 on the Michigan Farmer map. As a setup, this is my character. He has been an over-the-road truck driver for the last 15 years. And he bought this 2008 Kenworth T2000 through the company, and he managed to hold on to it, paying absurd lease payments on it, and after 5 years he owned it. And now 3 years past that, the company was getting on his case about the fact that this is a 2008 in 2022 and it was too old. So he has gotten tired of living in a fiberglass box strapped to a diesel engine and really did not want to put out the extra money to get a truck that had DEF. And especially since, he's very proud of this truck and what he did to get this truck. So after delivering his last load in Saginaw, he found a place here in a machine shop in a small little town. I guess it's technically a John Deere dealer, but they were willing to do the work they needed. Removed his Qualcomm, all the badging from the truck. So now he sits here. He's decided he's not going to go back to driving again. It's time to retire, do something else with his life. I mean, it was fun when he started driving, when he was 21. But, here at 36, maybe it's time for something else in life. So, sitting here, he has $100,000 in the savings account, and of course, a semi-truck. Technically, he is a Michigan resident. He maintains a mailing address over on the west side of the state, but he has not actually lived anywhere but this truck for many, many years. So, I guess the first thing it's going to be is to find some place to live. I've already been checking the local real estate market, and there's no houses for sale in this little town. There is a lot of farmland for sale, and a whole bunch of these old industrial buildings are up for sale and fairly cheap. So I guess we're going to play like we're house hunters now and see if we can find a decent place. And then we're going to need some other sort of vehicle, because while he does still own the semi and it is still legally plated, he doesn't have a commercial operating authority. So until he actually goes through the paperwork and gets an independent operating authority, he can't really use this semi for much other than just driving around. And let's face it, a Kenworth T2000 is not a real passenger vehicle. So we're going to go take a look at some lots for sale, but at least we'll have a place to park the truck. There's a Family Fare grocery store on Mackinac Road. Apparently the name of this town is Farmville. It's right along the railroad line running between Saginaw to Bad Axe. Alright, up here on the right are 3 lots for sale. I found these on Realtor.com. I got the app on my phone. They're fairly cheap, anywhere from 20,000 to around 30,000 each. I mean, they look like they're just plain, flat, empty lots. They would give me a place to park the truck, but that's about it. That one tree farm we passed back there on the left is kind of interesting, but we really don't have the money for that with only 100,000. And since, I don't have, technically I'm unemployed, and I don't have a home residence right now, so I'm unemployed and homeless. I'm not a good candidate for a mortgage or any sort of financing. Car ran the red stop sign there. Alright. Now there's another place up here on the left. Pull off to the side a little bit here so cars can get around me. I don't want to get over too far. Don't know the quality of these shoulders. Okay, well, this is a nice little lot. The trees surrounding it are kind of nice. This is 50,000 for this. It's workable. But yeah, it's another bare lot. I'd have to put in a driveway so I'd have a place to park the truck. And also, there's another one over here. See that stand of trees right over there? There's a wooded lot in that area. Problem is with that is there's no road access, so there's a an easement that I would have to use in order to get back there. Jesus fucking Christ, these drivers. Alright, so the easement lets me use this driveway right here. I don't want to bring the truck up in here. And then have to go this way. Yeah, this field and this field are also for sale, but they're way over budget. Now there's supposed to be a bridge up ahead where I can cross over this ravine and get into the actual lot itself. Though that looks nice. Oh, there's the bridge. I wonder if there was like a road going through there at some point and the farmer just decided to... Oh, yeah, this is a good heavy construction bridge, and this would be a good spot here to park the truck. Kind of weird to, get this section of pavement all the way back up in here. Oh, look at the deer. I see. Oh, nice little pond. Hunting blind. I mean, obviously this is something set up to be somebody's hunting spot. Then it proceeds down this way. There's no undergrowth here. This has been maintained. Because if this was natural woods, there'd be all kinds of undergrowth and stuff in here, but somebody's been clearing out the undergrowth. Which makes me surprised that these trees are so healthy, because big trees like this require undergrowth. Another little pond and another hunting blind. I really like this, and I could make this would be a great spot for me to build my home. But I owned a small lot once over by Muskegon, and it had an easement. And it was nice. It was a good place I could just park the truck and, get mail, so that, when it came time to renew my driver's license or get stuff mailed, to me, I'd stop by like once a month, check the mail, but I had an easement going back to it, and oh my God, the problems we had with the guy whose property the easement crossed. He had a fit every time I was there. At one point, he built a fence across the easement, dug a trench across it, so that I couldn't get through with the truck. Had to get the township after him. Had to have county police out there. It was such a pain in the ass to deal with. So, while I like this slot, and I think it would be a great place to build a home for me, I'm really nervous about dealing with an easement again. Also, the way this easement is shaped, I would have a very hard time trying to get back in here with the truck. But there's two more lots I can look at. I think you can kind of see one of them. See all those red barns off over that way? I think that's one of them. I'll know for sure when I get closer. You can tell this place has been farmed for a very long time. Because normally Michigan's like glacial land, so the land's usually not this flat and level, but this place has been, farmed since the 1800s, all the farmers over the ages will have leveled it out, and that explains why these big deep ditches everywhere, because they have to make up for the natural drainage, which is no longer here. I can continue to sleep in the truck At least as long as the local zoning people don't get on my ass about it. But I would actually like some place to sleep, you know, outside of, you know, a fiberglass box strapped to a diesel engine. But that lot there is definitely a contender. You know, so 50,000 for the lot. Then I'd probably have to spend like 10,000, somewhere around 5,000, I imagine, to put in a well, 3,000 for a septic. You know, so we're about, you know, 58,000 now, which leaves me a little over 40 to. I'd probably have to buy like a house trailer or something to stick it in there at that point, which would be another 2,000 for the slab, putting in a driveway. I worked for an excavating company for a couple of years, you know, before I got my CDL at 21. So I might be able to just rent like a skid steer and have some stone delivered. Right, let's go check out a couple other. Got 2 lots left to look at. This gravel road's a little rough here, kind of bouncing around. Of course, it's a bobtail, it makes it a little worse. Huh. Wood mulch. Car coming. Alright, up here on the right is the next place I want to look at. This one is $80,000. Looks like there was a house right here at some point. Must have burned down or something. All these pole barns look like they're in pretty good shape. 2 big pole barns. Oh, a machine shop. Look in the windows. Oh yeah, there's even a car hoist in there. Kind of like an office area. I wonder if I could like use this office area for as like an apartment or something. I'd have to probably check with the local zoning on that. Yeah, it's locked. No surprise there. No, it looks. This don't look all that old. They're definitely well taken care of. And since I'm guessing that used to be a house, and with this shop here, it probably already has a well and septic. This is 80,000 for this one, so that'd be just about all my money. I barely have enough money to get something to drive around. Alright. Damn tree. They always trim those things so that you can see under them when you're in a car, but they always leave the branches up where they're blocking the view of trucks. They're really bad about doing that with road signs too. They post them up high enough that cars can see under them, but they're right in the way of the trucks. Here's the last lot I'm interested in up here on the right. It looks a lot like the last one I was at. Ooh. It's right across the street from the biogas. And it's downwind from the biogas plant too. Bet you this place will have a tendency to reek. Huh. I wonder if... No, maybe there was like another building there at some point. Doesn't really look like a house because I don't see much in the way of walk paths. Oh. Oh my. Looks like somebody died there and it's a memorial to him. This one's 89,000. It's a lot like that last one I looked at. It's got one extra pole barn. I'm guessing they were actually built by the same company at one point, because seriously, the buildings are identical. They were probably part of one, big industrial farm. Livestock auction, yeah. I think this last place, it might be a good business location, but with the livestock auction and biogas plant right there, it is going to stink like crazy. Probably not a place I want to live. This old dairy's actually for sale, pretty cheap. Now, most of these industrial buildings right through here are up for sale. I guess it's kind of a sad reminder of just how much in decline industry has been in rural Michigan over the past decades. All the houses are occupied and not for sale, unfortunately. Oh, good, there's a gas station over there. A couple of restaurants that look like they're empty, too. Farmers market. And a gas station right here. Water tower. And while they're working on my truck, I was talking to these guys, and while technically they are a John Deere dealer, they kind of act as a auto dealer, equipment dealer. They do just about everything since this town's too small to really support a dedicated, car dealership, tractor dealership. So now I have to take some time here and think about which piece of land do I want. I mean, I really did love that little hunting lot right there along the river, but it's just not practical to work with me right now. Um, these one of these three lots over here, next to the tree farm would be would be perfectly serviceable. Could have them all set up and be livable, and about $50,000 to buy the land, well, septic, and maybe a mobile home. Turn off this damn engine, it's loud as hell. Then there's also the bigger lot, which is got the tree surrounding it. That's a good option too. That's $50,000 just for the land though, and that'd be like $80,000 by the time I get driveway, well, septic, and a mobile home on it. In time, I'd like something a little bit better than a mobile home to live in, but with my current financing, I have to do with what I want. So I'm gonna have to look for work around here too. Fortunately, they have a system set up in this area where you go to the online app for farmers around here that need work done. And also, amazingly enough, you can lease the equipment to do the work from this egg dealer right here. So that is a very convenient system. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of it anywhere else, but it's nice. Because I can't really do much with this truck. At least not right now. I need to get an independent operating authority at the very least. And then, of course, a trailer to haul stuff in, and then try to find something to haul in this small town. I guess I'm not that far away. I can, go into Saginaw and start hauling loads out of Saginaw. But, I mean, the whole point of this is to stop living in this truck. Maybe I could haul asphalt for like Retha Rally or something. I see them working around this area a lot, paving roads. Alright, well, I'm going to have to take a minute to think on this, and then I'll have to give the real estate agent a call.